Hello, Horty Kim here. I'm with Peta Hudson. Just came to the end of session 4 for our permaculture design course. What did we do today, Peta?
Okay, Kim. First thing I spoke about was a weekend forum in Otago with Susan Crumdyke, an energy systems researcher. So she's looking at how Otago, north of Dunedin, and another smaller town a little bit south of Otago, can take themselves further into becoming transition towns. So in other words, looking at how does global energy and global warming and peak oil affect them, and what sort of things can they put in place so that they're better prepared for the changes. So that would be really worthwhile going to. She's a great presenter. Kim's left me a list here, so I'll run through it as quickly as I can. We looked at different aspects of the designer's checklist. So we looked at thermal zones, looking at way that we can create thermal zones, use thermal zones on slopes. We looked at a range of plants that we could use in windbreaks, for instance. But look up deductions from nature. That's going to be your key words. You know, looking at nature. How does it do it? How can we echo that using the plants that we want to use? We also looked at flow diagrams, how to create paths across your property so that it becomes much more energy efficient, how to make paths multifunctional so you're not just going there and doing one thing and then walking back. Thinking of yourself as an energy flow and as a distributor of energy as well, because you're harvesting, you're fertilizing, you're doing all sorts of different things, you're moving through this garden. How can that happen more easily? Keyholes, looking at keyholes, how they allow you to have maximum access and minimum pathway. Also with paths, we were looking at making them curved. Why do we do that rather than have straight paths? Not suitable for everybody, but they have some great advantages to them. Looking at thinking about things laterally. Okay, one of the things I presented was a slide through some acacia seeds, and this slide showing this cross section actually showed an amazingly beautiful potential garden design. So you can look at all sorts of different things to get info for helping you out with design. And once again, you're looking at nature, you know, using nature. This is in a slightly different way. We looked at random assembly, drawing up a list of 2 lists on either side of all the things that you want in your system. In the middle, putting words like on, under, beneath, next to, etc., etc. And then playing with this. It helps to break you out of a mindset, you know. So if you can't figure it out logically, get into a bit of random assembly. So chickens on pond, rabbits on compost, you know, strange sort of combinations. Seen rabbits on compost, manure straight into compost, exactly where it's needed. So it's a really great method.
Neat.
Looked at zones and what they offer, just very basically. We'll go into this in more detail, but why they are placed like they're placed, just the zone concept. Once again, it's going to be unique as far as you use it on your land. We looked at a slide presentation which took us through lots of different examples of gardens, looking at how different zones are expressed, how to create microclimates, and also how to design things. So we went through a design process from Rosemary Morrow's Earth User's Guide to Permaculture. And we also looked at sun traps and how you can plant those out. The planting patterns contain not only within sun traps but in all sorts of shapes you can make in your garden. Then we actually went onto the land here at L Block, and we got into our design process, gathering all of our information, listening to the land, looking at all the resources that we had within the land, nearby and even a little bit further out, and then actually getting rope and drawing on the land, getting our pathways down and the beds, the shapes of the beds as well. And I think that's about it. We finished off by looking at a couple of series of the global garden, which are really inspiring.
Well, again, thanks for a fantastic day, Peta.
Okay, pleasure, Kim.